Are your team's deadlines a motivation booster or a creativity killer? Many leaders unknowingly derail their team's best efforts with poorly managed time constraints. Discover the surprising psychological triggers behind effective deadlines, and learn how to transform temporal urgency into a powerful engine for collective performance. What if the secret to unlocking your team's peak potential isn't about working harder, but about working smarter with deadlines? We're diving deep into the hidden psychology of due dates, revealing why some inspire greatness while others lead to burnout. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about time, pressure, and collective achievement. Forget what you've heard about pressure makes diamonds. Arbitrary deadlines are silently sabotaging your team's motivation and performance. This video unpacks the precise psychological leverage points to transform deadlines from dreaded burdens into dynamic motivators, ensuring your team consistently hits its stride and exceeds expectations. The psychology of deadlines. Maximizing team performance and motivation. Deadlines are everywhere. They shape how we work, how we prioritize, and how we perform under pressure. Set them well and deadlines can unlock focus, momentum, and collaboration. Set them poorly, and they become a source of stress, burnout, and missed potential. In this video, we are going to unpack the psychology behind deadlines, why they motivate us, why they sometimes backfire, and how leaders and teams can design deadlines that drive performance without sacrificing well-being. Deadlines are powerful precisely because they trigger psychological arousal. According to the Yerkes-Dodson law, performance increases with arousal, up to a point. Too little pressure leads to complacency. Too much pressure leads to anxiety, mistakes, and cognitive overload. The most effective deadlines sit squarely in the middle, where challenge sharpens focus without overwhelming the system. Interestingly, research shows that self-imposed deadlines are often more motivating than externally imposed ones. When individuals choose their own timelines, they experience greater autonomy and ownership. That sense of control activates intrinsic motivation, making people more committed to meeting the deadline they helped create. At the same time, deadlines collide with a well-known cognitive bias, the planning fallacy. We consistently underestimate how long tasks will take, even when we have done similar work before. This bias explains why deadlines are so frequently missed, and why teams often need structured checkpoints rather than a single final due date. Deadlines also activate what is known as Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Give a task 2 weeks, and it will take 2 weeks. Give the same task 2 days, and it often gets done in 2 days, sometimes with surprising efficiency. Another force at play is temporal discounting. Humans naturally prioritize immediate rewards over future ones. This is why we delay difficult tasks until a deadline is close. The ticking clock increases the perceived value of finishing now, overpowering the temptation of short-term distractions. However, not all deadlines are equal. Tight deadlines can increase execution speed but may suppress creativity and experimentation. Looser deadlines give space for exploration and innovation, but risk procrastination. Effective leaders match deadline intensity to the nature of the work rather than applying a one-size-fits-all approach. What happens after a deadline is just as important as what happens before it. The endowment effect helps explain why people work harder when they feel a task belongs to them. When individuals perceive ownership over a project, a solution, or an outcome, they invest more effort in seeing it through. Post-deadline rewards also shape future motivation. Extrinsic rewards, such as bonuses or public recognition, can be effective in the short term. Intrinsic rewards, like mastery, purpose, and pride in craftsmanship, are far more powerful for sustaining long-term performance. Feedback and recognition close the loop. Clear feedback reinforces what worked while recognition validates effort and progress. Teams that consistently reflect after deadlines build momentum rather than simply moving on to the next fire drill. The most effective deadlines are not dictated, they are designed collaboratively. When teams participate in setting deadlines, accountability increases and resistance decreases. Buy-in transforms a deadline from an external demand into a shared commitment. Large projects benefit from being broken into micro-deadlines. Small, visible wins reduce cognitive load, counteract the planning fallacy, and provide frequent motivation boosts. Progress becomes tangible, not abstract. This is where the Goldilocks principle applies. Deadlines should be challenging enough to create urgency, but realistic enough to be achievable. Not too tight, not too loose, just right. As work becomes more complex and less predictable, adaptive deadline strategies are essential. Agile methodologies embrace iterative deadlines, allowing teams to learn, adjust, and deliver value in cycles rather than betting everything on a single end date. Psychological safety is critical in this environment. Teams must feel safe admitting when a deadline is at risk without fear of punishment. Transparency enables course correction. Silence guarantees failure. Ultimately, high-performing teams develop a healthy deadline culture, one that balances urgency with sustainability. Deadlines become tools for alignment and momentum, not sources of chronic stress. Deadlines are not the enemy. Poorly designed deadlines are. When grounded in psychology and shaped with intention, deadlines can motivate, focus, and unite teams around meaningful outcomes. If you found this breakdown useful, consider how your own deadlines are shaping behavior, not just results. Because how we work under time pressure often matters as much as what we deliver. Thanks for watching.